everyone, this is Dr. Katie from Scribenote, and today I'm going to walk you through Scribenote's first companion, the History Companion, or Summi, like Summarizer. So I'll show everyone how to turn that on. Currently it is in beta, and that will be for a limited time. So to do that, you go over to your account settings in the corner, hit Account, and scroll to the bottom. And under Preferences at the bottom, it will say opt into the companion beta. You're going to toggle that on, and then you'll see this lovely purple sidebar with our mascots over here, ready to help you out with summarizing your patient records. So we'll go back to the main dashboard just so it's easier to view, and open up our Summi to see our companion bar on the side. So you can stretch this as far as you need to. It can be kind of just like a side panel. It can be the whole screen. So that's really, really nice. And this is where all the Scribenote companions are going to live. So we're going to go into the new chat and press the add button. And you can see this, like these three little bullet points introducing the companion, Summi, and then instructions on what to do next. And just a caveat that we do know that this is AI and it is a beta, so there still can be mistakes, so just make sure you're double checking the work. And then we will drag and drop a PDF to get started. So I'm going to download one. It's a 37-page history, and we'll just give that a couple minutes to download. Sometimes what I'd say is, like, if your front reception or anyone is getting these records in advance, you could even have them access Summi, drop in histories, and then there's a really easy copy function once they've got a nice summary, and then you can go back and have a look. So while she is summarizing Percy's information, we're going to hit this back button, which is going to take us back to all other chats. And she'll keep, if we had some other things to look at, we could go back and do that now, and it's still working away at doing that summary. And then this little smiley face bubble is basically going to take us back to the chat that we're currently on. And then if you have any questions, you can also go to this little question mark here, which is some information about what the companion is. So we will go back to, so you can see it's finished with Percy. And then to go into it, we can either click on this bar or click on active chats, and it will open it up. Now over here, we can, like I said, expand this to make it a little bit easier to read, and go through all of the history that is collected for us for Percy. And obviously I know this patient well, so that's why I'm calling him by his short form name. You can see it's got some signalment for us, a microchip ID, goes through a whole bunch of different categories. And it's all really well laid out with dates and everything like that. The nice part about this is you can actually interact with Summi. And to do that, you have to kind of call her. And this is because we are going to have other companions. You just have to type @Summi before you ask a further question. And so we could ask a question like, list all diets like during this pet's lifetime, and we'll give her a second to think, and then she'll spit that out. So this is really useful. We can ask things about medications, we can ask questions about specific lab values, we can ask her to even generate a case summary. So we'll show a couple of those. But while she's thinking, you can always think about other questions or just review what, she's already provided. And like I said, this has a really easy copy feature. So this little double paper icon on the side, if you clicked on that, it would copy all the text. Now your reception or, assistant, or even yourself, if you have time, if you want to copy that history and put it right into the record, super easy way to do that. So here we've got the list of all the diets that Percy's had in his lifetime. So we can see it's chronological from when he was a puppy up until now, and basically, any notes associated with that. So another question we could ask would be at Summi, generate a 300-word case summary for a specialist appointment. Include information about ears and skin. So you do have to be, you can be kind of general or specific. It's just going to depend on what you want. Basically, anything you can think to ask her, she'll likely give you an answer, and then you can always tweak it. But like you see here, every time you get an answer, you can easily copy the answer, so you don't have to type that anywhere else. You can just copy the text. So we'll see how she does with that one. Okay, so she's generating that now. If you wanted it to be, paragraph form or point form or anything specific, you could ask for that as well. I didn't really give her any kind of classification on that. So we've got a pretty good referral summary here with our primary concerns, our derm timeline, some ear history, diet, and then other. So if you were filling out a referral report to a specialist, you could easily copy this text and paste it right into that referral report, those are typically online. So that's a really nice functionality, make your life a little bit easier when you're dealing with a history. And then the other nice thing about this is you can have it right up next to a note. So if you're in an appointment and you're, recording on Scribenote web, you could have this up while you're asking owner questions, so that you've got access, access directly to the old records, and make sure you're, staying on top of the things that the owner expects you to know. And just another point is that we do have many more companions that will come out to help you with your workflow. So stay tuned for those. I hope that helps, and make sure you let us know if you have any questions.